So let's go back to it. You walk into a store, all you wanted was that piece of gum. But guess what? That piece of gum is at the end of the store, and you have to walk by all of the offers, all of the eye-catching prices, Exhibit A. You gotta look at a million different things before you get to the piece of gum that you really want. So how do they do that? Why do they do that? They do that so they could catch your attention. Make you look at the things that you don't really need but are convenient to have at home. And they're on sale. So it's a win-win situation realistically in your eyes, but for them, they're the ones winning. When you go shopping, you realistically look at the first two numbers that you see in front of you. You see the first two digits, and then the decimal points you really just don't look at as like often. You don't really care about how much it costs, if it was like 0.5 or 0.6 or however much. But what stores started doing is they put 0.99, and realistically we don't look at that 99. So they're getting an extra buck out of our hands when we really thought it was 12. Point is, do you guys think that it's ethical for stores to put that 0.99 or put the main thing that you really want all the way in the back? You might think that them putting a pack of gum or the water bottles all the way at the end of the store is just a coincidence. That's how they stock their shelves. But no, some stores have actually come out and said that they put the water bottles, they put the stuff that people need to go like quickly. They put that all the way at the end of the store, so you walk by and look at everything around the store, and then you get to what you want. Don't you realize every time you've gone to a Carrefour, a Spinneys, or a Germo's, the water bottles are always at the end of the store. It's never in the beginning of the store, never at the start. You gotta go all the way at the end just to get that 1 dirham water bottle. You gotta pass by that strawberry deal that you know you're gonna buy. Hear me out. Do you think this type of marketing is ethical or unethical? I know you don't know this, but some stores have gone out and said that over the years and years of them actually having the same product up, throughout the year, the price fluctuates. And you could see this on Amazon. Amazon just openly says that they do this. When it like Eid time comes up, prices skyrocket. When Black Friday comes around, the day before Black Friday, the prices go up. And then as soon as Black Friday comes, the price goes down to a normal price. And then they call it a discount. I don't think so. And I don't think that's kind of ethical. Realistically, I think they should publicly keep these prices up, and Amazon should show these prices more. Like, you don't have to go and search for these prices. And some stores should keep their prices up on a billboard somewhere or online, because that really doesn't make sense for you as a consumer to think you're getting a discount when, guess what, you're really not. Your friend bought it 3 weeks ago and he got it for a cheaper rate. Let me know what you think. We talked about how their pricing is a little iffy and maybe illegal. And we talked about how they put the things all the way in the back, even though it's like a simple product. But let's talk about their advertising. Some stores advertise things to attract you with emotion. For example, they tell you they donate a certain amount according to how much you buy, or they help save the turtles, or help save the polar bears, or help save this, or help save that. When realistically, you do it knowing that you're not really doing that big of an impact. And you know damn well that money maybe is, maybe isn't going somewhere good. And some stores end up doing something a little different. How they try attracting you using your childhood or using things that you used to do when you were younger. For example, Gen Z, they would attract them by doing different ads on like TikTok. Gen Alpha, they do something weird. They do something hippie related. I don't know. I'm not a part of that generation. Point is, they really just attract you through your own emotion. Here's an example. As you can see here,
we're never alone. And that is our strength. Because when we're doubted, we'll play as one. When we're held back, we'll go farther and harder. If we're not taken seriously, we'll prove that wrong. And if we don't fit the sport, we'll change the sport. We know things won't always go our way.
And the world's sporting events are postponed or cancelled.
But whatever it is, we'll find a way. And when things aren't fair, we'll come together for change.
We have a responsibility
to make this world a better place.
And no matter how bad it gets, we will always come back stronger. Because nothing can stop what we can do together.
As you could see here, they're really pulling the person's heart in through this ad. Their whole point of this ad was to make the consumer wanna buy this item through emotion. Realistically, there are some drawbacks to emotional advertising. Imagine you bought something because you felt so heartwarmed by that ad, you really wanted it because of that ad, especially because of that ad. And then you buy it and then it's just underwhelming. You don't like it, you stopped liking it, it's just not as nice. These are the drawbacks to this type of advertising. One time happens, second time, third time, you start resenting the company. You don't even associate yourself with the company anymore. You completely forget about it. We need to remember that marketing is not really just for the producer. The producer is getting the profits, the producer is gonna get profits, but marketing is more on the edge of I'm doing this because I want me to benefit and for you to benefit. Mostly you to benefit, because imagine you market so well, the consumer loves your product. He goes and gets your product. He looks at your posts, he looks at your marketing. He likes your product even more and more and more, and then he becomes a repetitive customer. The fact that you really cared about his emotion in that situation, meaning he became a repetitive customer. Again, marketing is really just about you putting as much effort as possible into the consumer and not as much into yourself as a producer. Care about the customer. Now let's run it back a little bit. Remember when I said about emotional marketing and so on and so forth? Now imagine after looking at everything like that, you buy it and then you look at the product and the product is nothing like what you saw online. That's called deceptive marketing. And I consider that insanely unethical. Imagine you buy something and then after you buy it, you come home, you open it up, and it's something completely different from what you saw. It's like ordering a Big Mac and getting a McFlurry. You get my point? It's not nice and it's nothing anyone wants to feel. Especially when you buy something from a really well-known company and then get it expecting, luxury, so on and so forth. And then you get something like this. Not worth it, not good, and not fun. Here's some types of deceptive marketing. Number 1. Now, how can consumers not get scammed by these type of products where you buy something and then you get a whole different thing? Here's how. You ever buy something and put a review? I'm looking at you right there. Have you? Probably not. I know none of you guys have ever put a review. I don't know a single person on this planet that's put a review. I haven't put a review. Only when they tell me put a review, review my store and I'll give you something for free. Like that, hands down, I'll do it. Give me that free thing. But when it comes to me actually hating the product, I'm never gonna put a review. If I like the product, I'm not gonna put a review. You gotta put a review on the items you get and you like, so other people could know that this is a good item. And then for the things that are bad, put a bad review. Crazy. And then one thing before you buy any product, always open the reviews. Maybe you don't put a review. Maybe I don't put a review. Maybe your friends and family don't put a review. But someone out there probably put a review and you can read it and you could see if it's a good item or a bad item. After hearing everything negative, you might be asking yourself, what is ethical? Realistically, what is ethical? Well, ethical marketing consists of honesty, transparency, responsibility, respect, and consumer well-being. When you care about the consumer while you're doing your marketing, that's considered ethical marketing. When you're doing it responsibly and you're not lying to your audience, then that's fine. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing. But just make sure you're doing it the right way, not the wrong way. If you realized every single business out there that actually goes on with these rules of ethical marketing has a strong consumer base where they're repetitive customers, where the customers are reliable, where the customers are repeating over and over again, and not just that, there's always new customers coming into the business. That's because they're doing it honestly and they're doing it ethically. When a company is doing something ethically or the right way, they always get amazing backlash from every single person out there because everyone likes an honest and good person. Well, in this case, a company. Now, you might be asking yourself, how can companies really follow these ethical rules and everything? And how, if you're a company out there that wants to really start up, and they want to have that image of, oh, I'm ethically good at marketing, or I'm ethical in this and that, I am this, or I support this. Partner up with a factory that already does that. So realistically, you're not doing anything. You needed a factory. All you did was find a factory that supports your needs, and then boom, you can market yourself as ethically sustainable, or you're reliable, or this or that. Now, digital marketing ethics. I know damn well you've been scrolling on Instagram all day, you're tired, you'd probably fall for everything or anything that pops up on your screen. Well, you're scrolling, you find a pair of pants that say $6.99 for a pair of pants. You're like, that pair of pants looks really good, that website looks so legit. You press on the link, you open the website says accept all cookies. Do you know what cookies are? Because I sure do, and I know damn well you don't, because I had to Google it. Cookies is basically you accepting that this website, this like branch, or these like hashtags and everything are gonna be saved into your phone, and you're gonna get content according to these cookies. You could go back and clear all cookies and so on and so forth, but I know you don't know how to do that, and you're not bothered enough to go do it. Point is it ethical for a company to have these accept all cookies? Because realistically, it's tracking what you like and what you don't like. So that means when you start searching up orange cat, you're gonna see more orange cats on your feed. And I'm pretty sure it gets kind of annoying when you keep talking about something, or when you like realistically opened one website and now all of a sudden everything is about that one thing you opened. It's kind of scary in my opinion. Now, I think if companies really don't use something like that, sure, our feeds would be different and you wouldn't find that general idea of a company. But I feel like when you open a website and then you don't see that accept all cookies button, there's some sort of trust going on between you and that website, or the website's a virus. That was Ethical Dilemmas in Marketing. I hope you guys enjoyed.